Well, sorry about that. I think I might have bumped the stop stream button there. I'm gonna go back and double check. Let's see. Probably did it when I put the flathead back down. Let's see here. Alright, well, YouTube is not playing the video back, so there we go. Huh. That was weird. Yeah, I don't know why that stopped and restarted there. Let's send Bradley a new link here. All right. Cheers. Anyways, I think we might want to put this over there where I won't bump that. Okay. Let's get these filters first. Actually, I just remembered before we do that, I do remember saying we were going to check and see how bad they were first. So we'll need to replace that diode to get this thing to actually turn on. And it has got a 48K data diode, to no one's surprise. Let's get... Oh boy. Oh. All right. Oh, how ironic. Just the other day I was recently thinking about how long it's been since I've goofed like that where I've stopped the stream on accident. How does stuff like that work out? Oh, and it's only set to 400. This is weird. What a weird day. What a strange day. Oh, it's nice and preheated. There's that. Beautiful. Okay. that cooled down enough? Yeah. Let's see how bad this was since they mentioned it. We're going to replace the filters either way, but I figured it's been a while since we've actually measured them on stream. We just go ahead and replace them every time. All right. It's alive! We're going to set our meter in DC millivolts mode. It's actually just DC volts, it just auto scales. And let's see what we've got here. We do not want to see more or less than 50 millivolts, be it positive or negative, when this amp kicks on. Any more than that is generally considered unhealthy for the speaker and the amp components. The amplifier chip that drives the bass speaker in particular is technically rated for 200 millivolts of DC offset. So more than that is technically out of spec for the manufacturer of the major component of this amplifier. That said, like I was saying, these days we just replace those filters every time we fix a HomePod up for any other reason anyways, just to give it one less reason to have to come back to us. Let's wake this thing up and see what that was doing for him. It's actually looking alright. So, at least on a cold boot. It'll probably grow or fluctuate a little bit as it warms up. But in general, that's a pretty good result, especially compared to other HomePods I've seen that have been sent in for problems related to those filters going bad. We're going to go ahead and replace them anyways, so that we don't have to worry about them going bad, and we will put this back together. Alright, and if you were curious, this is your power supply, this is your amplifier, here is your display, and then you have your logic board. This is that ribbon cable that's adhered to the side of the internal of the HomePod that connects the logic board and display to that amplifier. And then this is a little internal power connector that we harvested from a busted HomePod 2. Obviously make it easier for us to test on the bench. So let's get those filters replaced. Alright. Old caps be gone. Flux it up. And then we'll get some of our favorite leaded solder on there. I'm just kidding, kinda. It's perfectly fine stuff. Works good. A little more flex. Let's get those lined up. Oops. And as cheap as these components may look, you know, you don't want to just be clumsy with them and losing them left and right. Because that can add up pretty quick if you do a lot of these repairs. Especially if you're, which you should be, using higher quality components when replacing things. Alright, they're playing games with me. There we go. It's a little sloppy, so I'll bring it a little closer so I can tighten that up. Beautiful. Alright. That's as fresh as this'll get. So, whatever popping they were hearing seemed to be a rather normal amount of popping. I did hear a little bit of it myself when we kicked it on, but nothing concerning. Aaron, welcome back. Yeah, we got a PS3 that we're gonna be looking at next here. I'm happy to do stuff like that, especially if it seems like it's a rather straightforward repair to do with the info already out there. We just gotta do it. Alright, I was just making sure this didn't come from our amplifier. And it did not. We're getting ready to ship back a couple of those Apple TVs that we were looking at for a fellow. They sent a bunch of them in. A few of them with no power, and we were able to fix those ones up without a problem. And they're letting us keep the rest of them. I've got a bunch of them here with software issues, so I'm gonna see what it's gonna take to start messing with that. I don't think there is a fix out there for purely, actually, legitimately software bricked ones that won't recover themselves with traditional methods yet. But we will see what we can figure out. Oof. Last screw for the amplifier. Here we go. Stick that in there. Get our power supply back in. Bradley, what's up? Glad you could make it. We got you a new Schottky diode since, as expected, the old one had gone bad and caused that no power situation. We tested it and it powered on, and we checked to see how bad the filters are that usually cause, louder than usual popping and eventually death farts. And yours were actually testing totally okay. They were only 4 millivolts, so really, really just fine. We did go ahead and replace the filters anyways, since that's what we do on all of them now. We don't want them to see, like, we don't want them looking like they're okay now, and then a few months down the road, that's when they go south, so we went ahead and replaced those. Everything else looks great. Your subwoofer looks and smells fantastic. Nothing else stuck out, so it's going back together now, and we're going to take a look at this PlayStation here. I love to get my hands on some new stuff. I'm never going to get sick and tired of fixing HomePods, don't get me wrong, but a change here and there is most welcome. And who knows, maybe one day there'll be enough competition out there that I won't need to offer my services, for just HomePods, Then we can start looking at other stuff. Explore new ideas. But for as long as people want to keep sending their HomePods to me, I'll keep fixing them. The occasional speaker that doesn't smell like cigarette smoke. These days, I don't think I've actually. Okay, there have been 2 speakers that have been smelly that weren't the actual subwoofer that roasted. It was from the environment. More often than not, they smell kind of like people's bathrooms, like they're like hair products or odorizers, or they smell. There were those 2 in particular. One looked and smelled like it came out of somebody's barn, and one did smell like just straight up cigarettes. But I imagine these days it'd be much more common that a lot of what I'm smelling is probably like vape smoke. But also a lot of people stick these in their kitchen or their bathroom. This guy. And they will absorb whatever they're around. Oh yeah, keep them out of direct sunlight too if you care about your mesh staying in one piece. One thing that I've been noticing over the years is the ones that people send in that have been in direct sunlight for longer than not are the ones that where the mesh starts like kind of separating into different layers. And shipping them around and then taking it apart and fixing it can kind of make that worse. So yeah, it kind of sucks, but if you absolutely prioritize and care about the looks more than anything else, then do something to keep the sunlight off of it. But that said, it's not gonna affect how it sounds if it sits in the sun all the time. If you don't, if you're very careful with it, you can leave it in the sun and it's not gonna mess it up, but it does get more delicate. And then once it gets more delicate, then you breathe on it, it just like starts separating. Oh, you're at a Mexican restaurant now. Now I really want some carne asada. I hope someone's getting some carne asada there. Okay. Back together we go. I fully expect this to turn on, of course. Yep, there we go. Alright. How does this sound?
I'm having trouble connecting.
It sounds excellent.
I'm having trouble.
Looks excellent. Alright. That's about as good as that pop's gonna get, though. So... didn't see anything else going on. That one looks good. We're going to leave it on the test bench, of course, overnight to make sure that it's okay, good to go, or at least as good as we can reasonably, get. We could leave it for, a few weeks, but I'm sure people would rather have their stuff back sooner than later. Bradley, we will follow up with you in an email letting you know how you can pay and get that guy back. We'll shoot it back to you as soon as tomorrow. This is what we are looking for now. Let's get a message out to Chris so they can watch us tear this apart and poke around it. It's kind of wild. I think they sent this like, when did they send this? Yeah, yesterday. No, they sent it Monday, and it got to us today. From Texas? Whack. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. So what's wrong with this PlayStation 3 here? Let's see exactly what they said. So, and yeah, there's already a few YouTube videos out there of people doing this repair. But like I said, we are happy to fix whatever people want to send in that we can fix. HomePod. Okay, so I believe it turns on, but the Wi-Fi / Bluetooth module does not function. So let's get power plugged into this and just make sure that it actually turns on right now. I don't want to be questioning whether we broke something or what the actual functionality of this thing currently is. In hindsight, I think I might have probably should have asked for a controller so we can operate it. I think, I do have a PlayStation 3 controller because I bought a few when I got a Fat Boy from Goodwill a few months ago. Okay, currently automatic update is in progress. After the operation is completed, okay, I don't want to update, but okay, it turns on. Let's go ahead and, I guess, turn this off first. Is it not gonna turn off? Okay, it turned off. Let me switch my input back. Now, y'all will have to bear with me because I have not actually worked on one of these before. Not one of these and these models in particular, but see what we got under there. Yep. So far, I haven't actually looked into how to take this thing. I've only looked at the actual board repair itself. So as of right now, I'm just kind of going by intuition what I think is supposed to come out and give us access. Is this supposed to come out? No, that looks like that actually stays there. So I'm gonna take all the screws out that I can see and take this as kind of like a how the heck do we figure out how to open these things when we don't have any info. Obviously there's a lot of documentation out there on how to take these apart, but this is kind of how I approach things when nobody really knows yet. So yeah, we've got a couple of Phillips screws here to take out, and of course my my toolkit is completely disorganized right now, and that is too small. When you are missing half the pieces in your toolkit, you get another one. You have a nice one that you like keep all together, as there's missing bits, and you have one that you don't care about, that you have floating around the house. Yabbity-doo, dabbity-day. Is there anything under here, too? I'm just pushing and feeling to see if there's anything. There's a bit of a divot right there, but that feels more like the plastic molding than an actual screw being obscured. But there's gotta be some kind of warranty sticker that you gotta break to open this thing up, right? Or maybe I'm just too used to Xboxes. Alright. Let's go ahead and take all these out. Looks like they're all the same length. So we can stick all these together. And then we've got another little blue Phillips here. This kind of looks like for one of the drives. Oh, that's a big one. Yeah, that is for that. Looks like we can pull this hard drive out. Beautiful. Looks like they stuck an SSD in there. Okay. Oh man, did I even send Chris a link to watch? There we go. Alright, my apologies, Christopher. I meant to let you know sooner than that. Where did I put it? There it is. Let's put this back. And let's put this back. And that looks like a T8. No way, that's a T6. Nope, that's a T8. I was right the first time. Hey, I'm getting good at this. Alright. Aside from this, which doesn't look like it actually comes out, is that everything? Does this come apart now? Oh? Oh? Careful, easy, easy, careful, careful, easy. Wow. Very nice. Wow. Wow. So this is the, looks like the power supply, which means our main board is probably somewhere here. That's obviously our DVD drive. So let's get, looks like this is first to go. Let's get that unplugged. Let's get this unplugged. Put our T8 away. Grab our Phillips. Try not to kill ourselves challenge. That's okay. Chances of actually hurting yourself are very low. What'd it do? It come out now? I don't want to use the metal one yet. Oh, interesting. There we go. That just kind of sockets in there with those boys. Give that a good lick. Alright. It looks like we need to get all of this off and out of the way in order to do what we really need to do here. So looks like this is held in with the screws on the fan. No, that looks like that's just going to take that off. Oh, but maybe that'll expose more. It may not be the most efficient next step, but it's a step. Oh, I don't want to break that. I don't want to give ourselves more repairs than we need to. Very nice. Alright, this guy looks... Oh, this whole thing's coming loose. Look at that. This looks like it pops right off. Indeed it does. And that should just slot right out. And then, oh, very nice. Our drive comes right out. Let's go ahead and unplug that first. And there's got to be a power cable for it. Oh, it's the one right next to it. Very good. Alright, we don't want to pinch that. Let's try to pull it straight up. Looks like there's one more for it. Or that's for the display. Yeah, looks like we can leave that there. And we've got a Phillips and we can pull this up. Yeah. Here we go. That's for our DVD drive. Oh, sorry, I should say Blu-ray drive. Oh no, that does go to the Blu-ray drive. Let's pull that out too. Feels like we got more. Yep, there's a secret connector under there too. That's a sneaky, yeah. That's real sneaky. How are you supposed to put that back in, eh? What the heck? Alright, we will cross that bridge when we get there. It looks like you got a couple of screws here, maybe? Yeah, there's definitely nothing under there, but okay. Let's take these out. There's even arrows pointing at them. And that gets us a little farther. Yep, they're pointing arrows at these ones too. Go ahead and put that with those. Actually, I'll separate it because I don't know if, yeah, they are different lengths. And we got this one. And thankfully, we're doing all of this on a live stream, so to put this back together, we can basically just look at that and see which screws in particular go where. Alright, is that... Oh. Okay. We are very close. That might actually be all of it, and I'm just not trying hard enough. Very nice. Let's get these these are tricky, yeah? There we go. There we go. Make sure we don't slice those up getting them out of there. Whew. We've got a main board. Now, that Wi-Fi module, I imagine it's going to be near those, where those plugged in. It looks like we are going to need to take all that off. Let's take all that off. Some funny feeling screws, if you ask me. Interesting. Alright, so I imagine we gotta take those out and it should come right off. Here we go. And great reveal. Yes. Oh. That's where the power supply connects. I guess that's to be expected. It probably runs warm. Right. And none of that looks like wireless, so it is on this other side here. Is there another trick? Is there one last trick? Oh, there is. Got a couple more. Philip's holding this fan in here. We'll stick those with our fan screws. So this comes up now, yeah? No? Thinking thoughts and thinking. Maybe it's just kind of just stuck on there from the thermal paste, yeah? Oh! Ooh. It's beautiful. It's gorgeous. Look at those chips. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh, I'm just gonna take that in for a second. Wow. Look at that. They're even like stacked on top of another. No, that's just the heatsink on top of the dies, and the dies are... It's not like a sealed IHS like Intel CPUs are. That is cool. Alright. Enough oogling. Where is our wireless? That looks wireless. There's our antennas. So let's take a look at our voltage regulator part and see what that looks like, and we can probably figure out what exactly we're replacing here. been a minute since I've actually watched the video on the repair for this, so I don't actually remember exactly what we're going for yet. Take a look at one of these bad boys. It looks like a 6-pin QFN. So is that going to be under the actual... Let's go ahead and phone a friend here, and by that I mean we're going to look at the actual repair video here that someone else has already done on this.
Hi.
Hi. Okay. I have no idea where on the board they are there. That is interesting. Well, there's the thing. It's a 463A chip that it's nearby. Oh, is it under the friggin... Dum diddly dun diddly dun diddly dun. I wonder if he shows it. He doesn't. He just kind of shows the part of the board zoomed all the way up, and then he shows the PlayStation put back together. And that is not going to come up without a fight. Oh, there it is. Alright, it's on the other side. I found it. Okay, we are looking for this guy right there. So let's go ahead and take some quick measurements. I'm just curious if there's anything that shows obviously shorted. Alright, where's our ground? Looks like this whole thing out here is a ground. What's going on with my meter? Alright. Well, it seems like our ground is good, so let's see. I don't see any shorts. That's good. Well, I guess let's go ahead and replace this since we're already here. And then we'll see if it works. So this PlayStation turns on, but it doesn't have Wi-Fi or Bluetooth. And apparently this is a common problem with the voltage regulator right here going bad. So the owner of this PlayStation 3 has graciously already provided a couple of replacement voltage regulators off of AliExpress. The concern obviously is the quality of them, but if it works, then we're set. If it doesn't work, then that means the Wi-Fi module also needs to be replaced. I'm trying to see what orientation this chip needs to be in. And it looks like we need it like that. Like that, yeah? No, we do not. We want it like... Oh, I see. They are playing tricks with us. So the dot is not showing up well on my camera, but there it is. It's in the bottom right corner. Right there. So I need to make mine the bottom right corner. Like that. Okay. I think we are ready to try this. I'm going to put some Kapton tape over this plastic part right here so it doesn't see anything it doesn't need to see. Now, we're not gonna find out here and now on this stream if it fixed it, because unfortunately I'm very limited on time. I'm probably pushing it just by us taking a look at this and going this far. But hey. Let's do it. We'll at least give this a chance to cool down and then we'll test it out. I've got until 6 o'clock. I got 6 minutes. All right. That came up pretty easily. Did you find your home, buddy? Doesn't really look like it. Oh, I think you did. Yes, sirree. That is on there. Very nice. Okay. Let's see if we can cool this off and try it out. I'm gonna go grab one of my PlayStation controllers. I will be right back. Mini USB. Yeah. I think I've got a few of them in here. I hoard cables for a reason, but I have been cannibalizing a few of my stash to get USB adapters out the door. And I think that might have been a mistake I made. Do I really not have any? Damn. I know I do. I had a thingy for my keyboard at one point. Am I really stuck at freaking charging my freaking Oh, what's the regulator feeding the Wi-Fi? I see there's a copper dot on the board of the corner which denotes pin 1. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Wish I saw that sooner. I know I've got a new USB cable. What gives? Oh, I'm using one on my microphone right now. Oh, I found one. We are in luck. I don't know if it works. Oh, I guess I'm plugging this into the PlayStation, huh? Here we go. And I do believe we will at least want this sitting on the CPUs so we don't cook stuff. Just long enough to see us, just long enough to see the settings and see if it can detect Wi-Fi networks. Is that appropriate? Is that on there? It's not on there. Oh, I'm being a big dummy. You go over the ports. And then you fish this through. Observe an idiot. attempt to repair a PlayStation. Okay. Well, now we gotta flip this around so we can plug power into it. And we can plug a USB cable into our controller here. We'll go ahead and plug the fan in too, because why not? That's an accessible component. Here we go. This goes the other way. It goes the other way. Okay. Let's get our HoodMe plugged in. The monitor is going to ask us to switch, so goodbye YouTube chat. I don't see you guys on the TV anymore. Yes, we got to get our power supply. And let's grab our control board in case we need that. Interesting. Okay. This goes in there. Easy peasy. What does that? Oh, yeah, fun. Okay. Cool. Very cool PlayStation. Very cool, Sydney. Does this come right out? Oh my goodness, it does. Okay. Even cooler. Very cool. Very, very cool. Okay. Let's get that plugged in. I'm sure that's important. I think that is ready to try out, so I'm going to turn the power off to this cable first before I plug it in. And now we are going to turn the power on. And nothing happens. So I think there's a power switch, isn't there? There's like a physical power switch on these. Or maybe not. Alright, let's turn the power off. Let's plug our control board in. Maybe it won't turn on without that. If you guys are yelling at me in the chat what to do, I can't see it right now because my monitor's not on there. Alright, let's think about this for a second. Is that the right way to plug it in? So it's going to sit in there like this, right? And it's going to want to plug in like that. So that means this actually goes in upside down, right? Like this. Alright, so that is plugged in now. Let's turn the power back on. Oh, okay, cool, we got a red LED. It turns on. Is our controller going to turn on? No. Oh, there it goes. Controller, oh, player 1. Very nice. Yes. Alright, we've still got a display on the monitor, so I didn't break anything. That's good. Ooh. Yeah, it's gonna overheat, huh? Alright. Let's go ahead and screw this back down. Let's put a couple of screws in so it doesn't complain, you know? Yeah, it's 6:07. We're pushing our time, but that's okay. the YouTube chat probably continues to yell at me, but I can't see you. So we're just gonna pop one screw in there. Is that going anywhere? Yeah, okay, we'll go ahead and put two in there. That was that felt like it was ready to take off, eh? And then we will unplug that really quick. Flip this around. And let's put this on there. I will repaste this when we before we actually put it back together. I'm not just going to put it back together with the old paste half, wiped off. All right, that is as good as I'm going to get it on this stream here. Let's see. Alright, turning power on. Turning the PlayStation on. I wonder if it's going to complain too about the Blu-ray drive not being connected, but we are purposefully kind of doing this totally blind. Alright. Controllers turned on. Oh, the system storage was not found. Alright, alright. It's playing games with us. So I'm gonna play games right back with it. I'm gonna plug the hard drive in. That goes in over here, what? Okay. Power on. PlayStation on. Give me that. I need another capture card. Connect the controller using the USB cable and then press the PlayStation button. The system software cannot be run correctly. Press the PS button to try to restart the system. Alright, well, let's do that. If that still doesn't work, we will plug our Blu-ray drive back in. And if that doesn't work, then we're gonna stop there. Oh. Well, there we go. That's the startup sound. The system was not turned off properly last time as it was used. Well, okay. Alright, let's see if it sees a Wi-Fi network. Settings, system settings. Network settings. Settings and connection status list. Internet connection settings. Easy. Select a setting method. Easy. Why is my, oh, that's been blurry. Here we go. Select a connection method. I'm going to select wireless. I'm going to scan it. Let's see if it scans for any networks. Huzzah! Oh my goodness. It sees Wi-Fi. Oh my god. No way. Okay. Cool. Well, that is it for this live stream repair. I'm going to put this back together fully when I have more time and test out, connect it to the Wi-Fi and make sure it actually works. And we'll let Chris know. Hope you all enjoyed this live stream repair. Let me switch the monitor back to the other chat here so I can see what people have been yelling at me for. Probably being an absolute fool. Oh, okay. No one's yelled at me, so I think we've been doing all right here. Hope you all enjoyed this live stream repair, and I will catch you in the next one. Goodbye.